Has the demand for Magic the Gathering products been met, maybe even exceeded? Have we reached a level of saturation in the game that just shows an overstock and an overabundance of options inside this game? Or is Wizards of the Coast just offering us exactly what we've asked for? Options and choices that we can choose to engage with to enjoy this game. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some of the pros and cons to this upcoming year of Magic the Gathering and some things you probably want to know about before you start buying any of them. Innistrad Remastered is about to drop. It is 2025 and we have a whole bunch of new Magic the Gathering products coming out this year. But unfortunately for Wizards of the Coast, we still only have one wallet. And what does that mean for the consumer base and the strategy of Wizards of the Coast? Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. Now, when we're talking about a saturated market, right? That's the demand for your product, your service. Has it been exceeded by the number of products and other businesses around you? Are you doing okay? Are your players price adverse? Have you hit a ceiling? There's a lot that goes into the terminology, but basically, do you have too many things out there? Or are players still buying everything that you're shoveling out? Can you raise the prices still? Or have you hit a ceiling? Do you have products sitting on shelves or do you not? And have you found a way to grow your consumer base to drive more sales? We can see there's a lot going on with that. Now, we're going to start here by taking a look at the lineup for 2025. Now, we just mentioned we got Innistrad Remastered coming, right? I did a video yesterday. Innistrad's right there. But you'll notice it's not on the list for this year. You can see there's Aether Drift, Tarkir Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternities. We got Spider-Man coming up. And then UUB, which is like, Ultimate Universes Beyond to be announced, all right? We got this crazy stuff coming up. Now, when you look at all these things and you see them over your head, these sets, you'll notice, no, there's no Innistrad Remastered. It hasn't been mentioned. It's not there because they already kind of told us it was coming. And Wizards of the Coast has gotten really good at this. They know how to present. And that presentation tool, that visual imagery of the sets this year is better served as a company by leaving off some of the extras, some of the add-ons that are coming that year, because visually to people looking at it, it just looks too cluttered. There's too much stuff for us to actually take in. And once in a while, it's nice to just kind of throw something up and see if it sticks. And they can say, look at this. Here's a new Universes Beyond. We're going to throw something over here. Look, there's a secret layer. Maybe we're going to bring back some Clash packs, some Brawl decks, some Pioneer. Who knows? They leave it open to that. And it's a very good thing that the company does it this way, because we haven't had as many complaints as in the past when they're doing it this way. This is a good visual representation. Now, when you think about the products, though, that they're offering, there is a large group of players out there right now who will say there are still too many products. There's just too many to go over. You can't indulge in them all because there's only one wallet. We mentioned that already. Now, on the other hand, you'll have players who like this breakneck, fast-paced, give me a set every single couple of weeks. I will pick up the singles I want. I will indulge in the individual artwork or sealed products I choose to buy. Just keep them coming, baby. I am ready for this. Roadrunner style. Keep it going. There are players who love it that way. There is a different style of player for every product that Wizards of the Coast puts out there. And that's what they're trying to do. They are trying to serve the needs of everyone they possibly can and still make money doing it. Now, I'm not going to keep mentioning this whole money-making thing. They're a company. They need to make money. They will do whatever it takes to make money. Many people are going to call them greedy. I'm not looking at it from that aspect today. I'm looking at it, do we have too many products, or are we getting a good offering that we can pick and choose from? And maybe that's a good thing. That's where I want to take us today, okay? Now, when we look at the overall sales of products this year, in 2024, coming into 2025, there was a lot of hit and misses for the year. We had switched from the set booster box and the draft boxes over to 36-pack play booster boxes, and now they're switching up this year by giving us the Aether Drift boxes at 30 packs, okay? They've already done a little bit of a reorg, and they're trying to find out what the sweet spot is. Now, when we're looking at those products, yes, they are selling less. There is a lot less being sold. And it doesn't matter what you see in my comment sections. It doesn't matter if people don't believe it. It's happening. People buy less. Me and my friends account for less, well, 200 boxes every set just not being bought. That's just me and my really close friends. I used to buy cases of set and draft. Cases of each one. Some of you guys have been here. I did mass box openings. It happened all the time. A lot of players have been driven away from that due to the sensitive price point of the products, the layout, the story, the design. They've changed so many things that it doesn't appeal to some of us. But here's the thing. Although some of those boxes aren't selling well, they're still selling. And they are selling at higher price points. So irregardless of me saying, me and my friends aren't buying it, somebody else is. Either it's by the pack, maybe it's not as prevalent buying boxes, but those packs are still moving. But no, they're not moving as fast as they used to. Okay, I can 100% back that one up. When you look at play booster boxes, they're all over the place. They're all on shelves. Now, where they've made a real change that is probably going to be for the long-term betterment of the game is their stance on the collector boxes. Okay, they are an expensive premium product. The prices are slowly going up. The print runs really do seem to be going down, which means those things, they've attracted a certain audience, and that audience is ravenous to get those things. They are loving it. The specialty, the flex you get from opening the cool cards definitely has an audience attached to it that is very good for the company. It also means that if those prices got driven really high, it may mean they can lay off on the prices on things on the play booster box side. I'm gonna leave that one a little bit to the side because I think over the course of this year we'll get a really good look because they've changed it again. We're gonna take time to see how these things play out and what the price points are for those products to see if the sales can pick up. And I'm gonna also remind you guys, we have Marvel this year. It is going to be huge. It is going to be massive. It doesn't matter if most of us don't like it or those of us who do like it or somewhere in between saying, I'm going for the singles. It's going to be huge. There are a lot of kids out there who may get involved, just like we saw with Bloomborough, all those little cute furry animals. At Christmas time, I saw a really large group of those 9 to 14-year-olds playing Magic with their parents. Intro decks. It was very fun to see. And yeah, a couple of dads, guys who'd never played Magic, I don't think, by the way they were opening those collector boxes, they dove right in and they were just, tear into it. Most of us would be aghast at the damage to some of those cards when they got opened. But either way, when we look at those products coming out and the choices that Wizards of the Coast is offering, you got the Commander crowd, you got the drafting crowd, we got the modern standard formats, Pioneer, Pauper, and of course anyone else I've forgotten. There are so many different players out there that we really do need a large offering of sets with different price points and different products inside. So when we look at market saturation, it is meeting the needs of the consumer. And have you exceeded those needs, which means you're at peak market saturation, there's just nobody else to sell to? Or have somewhere in this little world of yours found a way to still make money? Can you grow your player base? Have you hit a price ceiling? Can you offer ancillary products? Have you found a way to diversify the product line to get more people playing the game, buying the game, and allowing for upward momentum on pricing? All of these things look like they're pretty close to max with Wizards of the Coast, which is why I think we're seeing Marvel. It's not just a chance thing. Disney needs money, and Wizards of the Coast is looking for new outlets to draw in new players. Look at Lord of the Rings, right? I hope they go back and revisit that one because that was a smash hit, and they know it. So me telling you that right there, Tolkien, man, Lord of the Rings, smash hit, get in there. Well, that idea of getting in there is something Wizards of the Coast hasn't forgotten. They're going to dive back in, but they will pick the time and place they choose to go back in. They don't want to go too fast. They want to take their time. They want to spread it out. Marvel, a chance to draw in new players, to get families exposed to playing the game. The overall evolution of this game is very important. The adapt or die mentality really does affect some of us older players where we're like, we remember this game being pure fantasy and dragons and wizards. You're right. We all grew up that way, and I myself appreciate that, but I'm one of millions of players. there's a lot of people out there who play the game casually, who play for fun, and they like the choices of products. They like being able to go in and buy a couple of packs. I think what we see right now, as much as I would hate to admit it to some of my friends when I have these discussions, it's probably a good thing. The choices we're seeing, the adaptation and evolution of the game to include new audiences, draw in a new player base for long-term exposure to the game. And yes, most people may become collectors later and go back and look at the old cards. The real point is to play the game, enjoy it, and really get that sense of community fun going around, right? A competitive edge. But you need to grow your player base to do it. You need to offer new, diverse products to get those players who are changing with the times, right? It's a whole new crowd coming out, and I've played against some of them. It is big. You don't want the same people picking over a dead carcass. You need to have new carcasses, new flesh to flay off the bone of new products and say, look at these amazing cards. Even if it brings around some power creep, it's probably a good thing that we keep getting these diverse products coming in, trying crazy things in, seeing new players come out, grandmas and grandpas asking about it. This is all something I think we can say is a pretty awesome thing for the overall health of the game. And I know some of you guys aren't going to agree, but I'm trying to keep this open mind where it's like, if the game has to survive and the player base is getting older, you can't not include more pop culture things we remember. Yes, it can become iconic like a game of Risk or Monopoly. Magic could just be a stagnant thing that we all remember with a couple new sets, but then the company's not making money and they're not going to keep going with it, right? They would put less and less into it until eventually it's just one of those everyday 1999 store shelf games that we know and it's been around for 20, 30 years. They don't want it to go that way. We ourselves, I don't want it to go that way. I want to be able to experience it and branch out. So although right now it may appear like we have too many products, remember, we're the consumer. We can choose which ones are going to be successful by which ones we put our wallet behind. We can see which Universe Beyond products are going to be great because we can choose to buy them or not buy them. And whatever happens after that is up to the people who bought it versus the people who didn't buy it. It's going to be an interesting year. I'm looking forward to a lot of the products that are coming out. I think Aether Drift is the only one I'm kind of like, about. But even then, I know there's going to be a few cards. And I'll talk about that when we start seeing a lot more of the spoilers. Guys, I hope you had a good time here on the channel. I hope it gave you guys some stuff to think about. Because I'm still thinking about it now. And I wonder how other players are going to feel about this if you just try to keep that open part and say, what's best? Because if it's best for you just to play with your friends at a table on a Friday night, you don't need to ever expand into the game. Me and my friends did it for like 15 years. We missed dozens of sets. But the other thing, when you get new people in and new people get excited and they see some crazy old cards you have or creatures they've never seen, that's a whole different story and conversation that can go on for years. Guys, thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you guys all tomorrow with another video. Shop smart, shop S-Mart. And of course, that shout out, that thank you to all my fantastic patrons. Guys, it's amazing. Patrons are amazing. You guys are amazing. You know it's true. And I'm glad you guys are here every day. Because without those patrons, without those YouTube membership members, we wouldn't have this amazing channel to call our own, to hang out with each other every single day. Thanks again for being there. I'll see you guys tomorrow, of course, with another video. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You're in the backstage pass room that I hold hostage with hot dill pickles. Because they're delicious. Remember the hot dills? They were really good. They had like a whole, like banana peppers and all those ones too. They were great, but they're like a mix with broccoli and stuff, but it was all hot. Very cool. It was made by Bix. They don't make it anymore here in Canada, but it was a great mix. Hot mix, I think it's called. Great stuff. Anyway, let's get into this. It's a backstage pass version of the Ramble Jamble. I'm out of coffee. Nothing I can do about it now. We're just going to ride this one out and hope it comes out good on the other end. So bad. So here we are. We have a great year coming up of a lot of sets that even if people don't like it, it's going to be exciting. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. I'm really pumped up for some of the sets this year. I want to see what they do with them. I want to see if there's cards I'm going to be using in some of my decks. I want to see how some of these Universes Beyond products are going to work when they mold these things into standard. It is going to be crazy, right? And that's what makes it all exciting. It's when I first came back at Lorwyn, seeing Planeswalkers for the first time. I said, I'm the Planeswalker. What's that? It was awesome. When you get in there, awesome. And when you get to throw down with somebody and just pulverize their deck, awesome. Can't help myself, guys. This game is in the blood, man. It's going to be here till the end. Guys, have a great one. Enjoy the day. Shop smart. Shop as smart. There's like dog hair right there on the top of my microphone for some reason. I don't know how it got in here, but it's like looking at me. I had to keep touching it. I'm sorry. I had to keep touching it and poking it. Guys, have a great one. Poke, poke, ramble, jamble.